Good morning from the Tokyo International Cruise Terminal Station on the Yuri Kamome line in Odaiba, Tokyo. Today we're going to be going for a walk across the Rainbow Bridge, which spans Tokyo Bay from Odaiba over to the mainland. So I've never done this before, so this is going to be a new excursion for me. Looking forward to checking it out. It's a beautiful day as well. Might get a little bit lost. Might see some interesting things. Might hear a few annoying things like the construction that's going on just here. But I found a route which should hopefully take us along the waterfront in Odaiba, so we should get really nice views of Tokyo across the water. Pretty relaxed park area, and then from there we'll head towards the bridge and walk over that. It's a pretty sleepy part of town here, away from the main shopping area of Odaiba, but there are some good museums in this area. The Miraikan Science Museum is just about a 5-minute walk from here. And the cruise terminal's just up here, so I'm going to take a ride up here and then head towards the water and then see how far we get. So I want to walk up there and then hopefully cross that bridge. And then it'll be waterfront all the way along towards the big Rainbow Bridge. So let's see how we get on. There's supposed to be a big ship, maritime museum of some sort going on in there, but it looks like it is under renovation. Black kite circling above us. You don't often see them in Tokyo other than close to the water, or I assume they like scavenging food more easily. And another thing you don't often see very much in Tokyo are these kind of tall palm trees, except for right on the waterfront, where the climate is a few degrees warmer than when you go inland into other areas of the city. So it's always a nice little novelty seeing these palm trees, because once you get inland it does get pretty chilly in the winter. But today it is mild and perfect for walking. Of the waterfront. Drinking beer seems to be okay. In Japan, most places, you're free to crack open a beer outside in the park if you want. Absolutely no problem with that, because for the most part people behave themselves. I'm hoping I should be able to hook right up here and then enter the park. This is nice. I can't promise that all my future Tokyo walking videos will be this tranquil, but this is really nice getaway from the hustle and bustle. Does look like the park gardeners have got a little bit of work to do here. Damn, those palm trees have been totally engulfed by vines and things. That's crazy. I mean, these trees have completely covered. So I did spend quite a bit of time mulling over before shooting this first video, and with subsequent videos, whether to keep my mouth shut and just keep them quiet, or do a little bit of talking and narrating. And there's a lot of walking videos on YouTube right now, and one thing they all have in common is everyone is quiet. I'm hoping with a little bit of narration, it's not going to be for everyone, but hopefully just makes it a little bit more unique and different to the other content that's already been produced. Alright, here we go. It's like a lighthouse up there. Interesting. Let's come back and check out that museum when it's finished. Ah, here we go. There's some really nice tall palm trees here. So we're going to cross over. This is the Sunset Bridge here. And we get our first glimpse of like the proper waterfront. And this is classic Tokyo winter weather. Dry and glorious. It's just spectacular. And this winter, shooting this in late January 2025, has been very, very dry and very sunny. So across the water we have the container port area. Big ship up there. And panning across to the right, we've got the Shinagawa area. Those are the water cormorants flying low across the sea. And then up ahead we'll get our first glimpse of the Rainbow Bridge, which is what we're going to walk across. So in the video description I'm going to put down, I'm going to make a map of this walk if you want to recreate it. Tokyo is a wonderful city to walk because it's mostly flat, and the weather outside of the peak summer months is generally very, very nice. But if you have any questions, you're planning a trip or you've been here, you know Odaiba well, you got any recommendations, please do leave a comment. I'd love to build a community here where we share our favorite places or places we want to go to and explore on foot, because in my opinion more people need to get out off their butts walking about, because it's just such a good way to keep fit, see things and spend one's time. Now this, I was doing some research on Google Maps and I was worried I was going to get all the way up here and be stuck with a closed off path or something, but that arrow is making me optimistic we're going to be able to cut through here, which will be great. Got a Mejiro here. I don't know if they'll be able to pick it up on the camera, but that's a Japanese white-eye. Beautiful little birds. And they love eating blossoms. It's too early for the blossoms right now, but in cherry blossom and plum blossom season, you'll see those little birds feasting in the trees. They must be doing some sort of construction right on the waterfront because it's closed off, but we will get access to it further up. So I think all up this walk should probably take about an hour and 15 minutes. And the main Odaiba area is over there. It's got lots of restaurants, Legoland, shopping malls and things. It's a fun, easy place to hang out, especially if you've got family, kids. So yeah, they must be doing some sort of renovation of the waterfront itself here, because it's all sealed off. So we'll just go up this way. So this park is called Shiokaze Park. Still on the long journey of learning my Japanese kanji. I don't know what Shio means, I can look it up now. It means tide or salt water. Kaze is wind, so it's like tidal wind or saltwater wind park, which makes sense being right on the waterfront. So this is the main Odaiba waterfront area which we're coming up to. And hopefully we can hook left and walk along, which gives us great views of the city, and usually has a lot more people than the park area we've been walking through. This is a little Japan observation. Many areas have their own designated smoking areas, so if you smoke you can go there. I don't think you're really supposed to smoke elsewhere in the park, so it's kind of perfect for everyone. But yeah, Japan's kind of nice like that. So here we go. Nice. And we have some very happy looking ducks and coots and things as well. And the water looks actually beautifully clear today. Not bad for the bay of one of the largest cities in the world. Behind the Rainbow Bridge on the left is Tokyo Tower, and then I'll pan across slowly, and on the right, way off in the distance, is Tokyo Skytree. And then there's the Fuji TV building and Odaiba, the main strip with all the malls and everything. And it's very pleasant waterfront park. So we're going to walk around that kind of beach area over there. We're going to head over to, I think there's an elevator over there where we'll get that up, and then we'll walk all the way across the bridge over to a station on the other side. Let's pull out the name of it. The idea of this is most of these videos I want to make sure that they're all accessible kind of relatively easily by public transport. So if you're visiting Tokyo, you can easily replicate these walks. We'll be going to Shibaura Futo Station, which is near the other end of the bridge. Some of these walks I will drive out to. There are some interesting places way out in the west side, in the countryside and the hills of western Tokyo, which I'd like to explore. But to get out there you might need to take a car or a bus, so that'll be for another day. Now on the right is a little Statue of Liberty replica. Hello.
Looking for tickets to buy a boat which go around. Where is that ticket place?
Maybe over there. Yeah, that's where the boats go from, so I think that's where it is. Enjoy your boat ride. This is kind of cool. Big old anchors and chains. Wow. Almost looks like a whale's carcass. So as I said, if you're strolling around here at lunchtime or in the evening, loads of dining options just in those buildings up there. And then up here, this is the pier for the water bus, which takes you into town as well. The Suejo bus, and the jetty for it is just up here. So everywhere you go in Japan, which is by the coast, you have these little signs which show you how high above sea level you are, because most coastal areas of Japan are tsunami hazard zones, so you'll see a lot of those signs if you're by the coast. It's just one of those parts of life in Japan, is the earthquakes are a very real thing, and it pays to just be mindful of that if you're by the coast. So it looks like the ferries aren't running today. That looks like the main ferry ticket office. And up here we have the beach. Let's go check this out. And a lot of seagulls and people hanging out. So all this area where I am now, Odaiba, is reclaimed land. So that's an old fort over there, that island with the big wall. Which are the Battery Islands. And Odaiba means battery or fort. And then the rest of it was developed in like the 90s and 2000s, getting this information from Wikipedia. But that's interesting. Those constructions over there have been around for quite a long time and were for military purposes. And I think there's a few of them. They stretch all the way across to over there. And they had some defensive purposes back in the day, in the 1800s. You don't see seagulls very often in Tokyo. They stick very much to the right on the coast. They don't go inland very much. So I live about 10, 12 kilometers inland, never see seagulls where I am. Whereas places like London, you see them everywhere. somewhere over here on the left there should be an elevator. Take me up onto the bridge. Let's see where that is. Two little wagtails. Also big fans of the water. The view from here is fabulous as well. Just pan across. Very, very nice. There's a lot of seabirds over there. Big group of ducks, or yeah, it looks like mostly ducks over there. Nice to see nature thriving in downtown of a city. So for those not familiar with Japan, you haven't travelled here, might be planning a trip, all parks and or most parks, public places usually have excellent facilities, as well as vending machines everywhere. So it really does make life quite convenient, especially if you're travelling with kids. So we're going to come up here, go onto the street and try and find where this elevator is. Now, from what I read, access to the bridge in winter is from 10 o'clock in the morning. think I go straight on here. Let's see. This is my first time walking over the bridge. I wonder if I have to pay. Let's have a look. I think it says it's open, which is good. Odaiba. So the signs. So from April to October, the gate is open from 9 o'clock to 8:30, and then November to March, 10 a.m. to 5:30. So nice night views in the summer. I have to do that again sometime. Arigatou gozaimasu. Domo. It's a beautiful black kite there circling around. Wonderful. And this is good. You can choose which side you want to walk on. So the south side and the north side. If you're on a bicycle, you need to take the north route. No, if you're on a bicycle, you need to get off it and push and take the north route, is how I interpret that. So we'll get better views of downtown Tokyo if we take the north route, so we'll do that. And over to the right here is Toyosu, Ariake. There's a lot of concerts, a lot of the Olympic events were held there. And I'll just pan across, and what a fabulous day. Glorious. Japan is getting an influx of tourists right now. partly like a post-coronavirus boom, but also the Japanese yen is very weak, so a lot of people are taking advantage of that. So a lot of the tourist sites are very, very crowded, so just to spend a few hours doing something like this, whereas you can see there's hardly anyone around and it's free, is excellent. So the rainbow bridge is dual layer. On the top layer you have the expressway, which is the toll route, and then the lower level you have the regular city road, which is free to use. And you also have the Yuri Kamome railway line as well, which I think goes in the middle there, so we might see a train coming past. can see a train doing a maybe not, it's going the other way. Ah, here comes the train. The train I took to get here was that, so the train ride itself was fantastic, had great views as well on the lead up to the bridge on the other side. Feel the bridge shaking when those big trucks come thundering past. That's the financial district, Tokyo Tower there. Business area. Here we are, that's we get a view of the Harumi passenger ship terminal. Here we are, entering the main span of the bridge, and not too far from the highest point. Next time I'll bring a selfie stick, and then I can poke the camera over the top of these protective fence. can hear the fence rattling as the whole structure is shaking with the traffic. Ooh, what's going on here? Going inside a building. This must be a administrative or engineering access building of some sort. Okay, interesting. Alright, so we're on the main bridge now. Getting a little bit noisy with all the traffic right next to us. I'll poke the camera through here. I can see the crest of the hill, the highest point of the bridge, about 150 meters in front of me. They do have an observation area. Here we go. Definitely have to come and do this walk at night, because I imagine it's spectacular. this is the highest point. There we go. A little factoid on Tokyo Tower. A little break in the traffic now. So if you don't like all the drivers looking at you as you're walking and getting eye contact with them, take the south route, because then the traffic's coming from behind. The north route, you got the traffic coming straight at you. It's not too far from the end here. So the midway point is definitely not the midway point over the water, if that makes sense. Because we're almost at the end of the bridge. And then the highway does a big loop to get back down to street level. Station I'm heading to, I believe, is down there somewhere, so I think I'll be taking an elevator down there and then we'll be parting ways. Hopefully we'll get a nice view from the elevator. And we're pretty high up here, so I imagine it might take a while for the lift to come. Maybe not.
Lobby floor. Door that empty the doors will open.
And here we are, underneath the belly of the beast. And then the nearest public transport railway station is very close by, so we'll walk over there and then we'll finish up. Domo, arigatou gozaimasu. Pan around slowly and we get another view of the bridge. Shibaura Futo station is just up here on the right. Proper industrial port vibe end to the video, but this train will get you back into the center of town very quickly. So I will put all the information about the walk in the description. I'll put a little map link in there as well. The number of steps, how long it's taken, the distance. And then if you have any suggestions for walks which you think would be interesting, I'm definitely keen on doing kind of the slightly unusual, weird stuff. Kind of thinking outside of the box here. There's a lot to explore. I've lived in Tokyo for 7 years and I've barely scratched the surface of this place. So part of the reason I started this channel was not only to show everyone what it's like here and do some interesting walks, but also selfishly it's a good excuse to get off my butt and start exploring as well, and staying healthy. So that looks like the station entrance up there. And the sparrows are taking a bath. I'll give them the space they need to enjoy their bath. Once that light goes green, I can cross the road. My apologies, little sparrow and little pigeon, I'm coming through. So thank you again for joining me on this. This has been a very, very enjoyable way to spend the morning. Here's the station, and this is where we'll be finishing up. I'll see you on my next Tokyo on foot walking video. Goodbye for now.